What's going on? Welcome everybody. It's me, Izzy, and we are live. You got to see the intro video twice. That's how good that was, right? I'm running solo today, guys, but I see that we have some people here, and I'm gonna do my best to co-mingle with you guys. And I see my boy Leo. He voted. What did he vote about? If you're watching this and you don't know what he's talking about, what he voted on, I'm gonna tell you right now what it is that he voted on. So as we go in and talk a little bit about the new comics that are coming out, I'm just going to share with you some of the stuff that's going on today. So we're going to be doing our comic book haul for today, Monday, right? It's for the books that are coming out this week in December 21st. We got a lot of good stuff from DC. DC's got a heavy week ahead of it, right? In fact, all things are going to change there with DC. So that's something we're going to be talking about today in this show. Now, what is Leo talking about? Well, he's talking about something that's very important, and that's the Izzys, right? The Izzys are happening December 29th. You could vote for your favorite awards. Now, this is going to be an interesting award ceremony because first of all, we're doing it at fun. It's going to be a fun award ceremony. So the purpose of this award ceremony is to have fun, and that's the goal. So you're going to be seeing some awards titled that are very different than what you're accustomed to. So I'm going to be sharing them to you a little later in the show towards the end so that you know all the nominees, and we got some good ones. Friends of the channel as well have been nominated, and some really good Kickstarters as well. So we're not just going to be nominating on movies, which we are. We're going to be doing TV shows, which we are. We're going to be doing, obviously, comic books and wrestling. So there are awards for all of that. Kickstarter awards, YouTube channel awards as well. So that's happening in a few minutes towards the end of the show. And I'm going to be going a bit in Apple TV a little later to start talking about it so we can get more people to vote. But tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody about the Izzy Awards, and you get your chance, act now and do your vote, get your voting in. And you can vote as many times as you want to. I don't care, right? Let's do it. What's going on? House of X Entertainment. Look at that. We got House of X Entertainment hanging out here. What's up, my man? What's up, House of X? Right? Or is it Powers of X? Or House of whatever. So let's go on with the next part that I just want to share with you guys. Again, you can support the Izzyverse by going to the Patreon. You can also support the Izzyverse right here in Super Chats. You can leave a super sticker. You can leave a super thanks, and that's how you can support the Izzyverse. If you go to Patreon, the Patreon is going to be kicking up. I already started the Patreon, and I'm going to be putting some more content in the Patreon with a lot of more information that's going to be happening for 2023, because 2022 is going to be behind us in about a week or two. So that's going to be in the Patreon information. So you're going to be giving you details on some of the really cool things that are going to happen in this channel. I have a lot of plans. I have a lot of stuff on the horizon, and I can't wait to share it with you. So go to the Patreon, and you can leave something there. You can support it. You can subscribe to the Patreon, subscribe there. Or if you want to just leave a super chat, a super thanks, you're more than welcome to do that as well. And I'll take even as little as $1 a month. So that helps out the channel. That helps you get the content that you want from my channel. All right. If you are at Whatnot, and if you want to check out Whatnot, you hear what this Whatnot's all about. Well, what this Whatnot's about is it's auction house, right? It's an auction house where you can get comics at a really, really good steal. You could get comic books, you could get toys, you could get whatever you want, Whatnot. And I am an affiliate with Whatnot. If you use that QR code, you're going to get $15 credit towards your first purchase, and you can use it towards anything. You don't have to even use it on comic books if you want to. So there's a QR code. If you want to just type it in, it is whatnot.com/invite/Izzyverse for your $15. Also, ComicXposure. If you want to buy some comic books, you want to buy some new comic books, you want to get some good stuff, there goes Nate. That's right, Nate Whatnot. Nate. All right. If you go to ComicXposure, you get 15% off from your purchase just by using the promo code Izzyverse. It's great stuff. Eddie's a great guy. ComicXposure are great. They also have a Whatnot channel, so if you want to check them out, you could definitely do that as well. And of course, when it comes to video analytics, I got to get my show out to as many people as I possibly can. The way I do it is I use tools like VidIq. VidIq is an excellent tool to help you with your YouTube analytics. For those of you who are in the YouTube world like myself, utilize VidIq, and you can use this QR code right now to take advantage of VidIq. All right, but that's enough of the plugs for the day. That's enough of all that stuff. And yeah, Nate's got it right. It is one of the best tools for growing the channel, and we're not just saying that. It is absolutely true. So thanks for sharing along with that, Nate. All right, so let's go ahead and start talking about what's been going on this week. Well, this past weekend was Big Apple Comic Con. I had a blast. My boy Nate was there. And I was there with Bitten Apple TV. I was there with Mark from Nerds to the Bar. I was there with Spineworks. I was there with so many people I can't even remember. So if I saw you this weekend, it was great meeting you guys. Comic Crusaders, Sigma Comics, all you guys. It was fantastic. We had a blast over there at Big Apple Comics. Special thanks go out to Mike Carbo, who made the show happen, man. Mike Carbo has been doing it since as long as I can remember. My first show was a Mike Carbo show back in the very, very early 90s. And when I say the very early 90s, I'm talking about 1990. Even earlier than that, I was going to conventions. And they were Mike Carbo conventions. So he's been at this game for a very long time. Right, so yeah, look at that, we had a big video in the press. That's right, I gotta check that out. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what's going on in the comic landscape, and we're gonna look into all the stuff that we gotta do. It's our comic book haul, and like as always, we get things started with a top 10 list. And just before you are wondering where is Josh, Josh is a little under the weather, and he wasn't able to make it today, but I guarantee you he'll be back next week. So don't worry, he's not gone. We're going to give him a break. You know what I'm saying? So, Josh, we love you. We miss you. Can't wait to see you next week. All right. With that said, let's talk about the different top 10s. Now, I get the top 10 list from not just one source. I get them from multiple sources. In fact, I'm including a news source, which is coverprice.com. That is a good place to get your top 10 list. And what I like to do is I like to compare them, because that helps me identify what's the book that I really should be picking up. Instead of just one group telling me, I have multiple groups telling me. Now, Go Collect does a every 10 days. So last week's list is pretty much the same this week, but we'll take a quick look at those lists anyway. So I'm going to get started with Cover Price. And Cover Price is the one that I haven't shared with you before, and I figure it's a good time to share with you now. So let's go ahead and take a look at the top 10 for Cover Price. So let's do a screen share here as I get that ready. And we're going to do it right there. There's your Cover Price. So the top 10 list. So as you can see here, number 10 is New Mutants 98, first appearance of Deadpool. That's a book that's always in the landscape. So we know that's one of those books. Let's see if I can zoom in just a little bit for you guys. See if we could get a little more stuff there so you can see the books a little clearer. All right, that's a little better. So number 10, New Mutants 98. Number 9, it's a little hard to see it from my perspective. It is X-Men 229. All right. Number 8 is Amazing Spider-Man 258. This is actually the first appearance of Bombastic Spider-Man. That's the paper bag Spider-Man. That's some significance because he's appearing in Across the Spider-Verse, which is actually a nomination in the Izzyverse, so keep that in mind. All right. We have Spider-Verse number 1. Obviously, Spider-Verse is hot, so why not Spider-Verse? The book that just doesn't seem to go away, the Amazing Spider-Man M&M cover. It looks here like this is just the standard 1 in 5,000 cover. There is also a spotlight cover. All right. New to this list, you got Spider-Man 2099. This is the first appearance of Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 29, future Spider-Man, who's also making an appearance in this movie. In fact, he's the main character in the new Across the Spider-Verse, so be on the lookout for that one. Then you have Spider-Geddon issue number 5 here with Cosmic Spider-Man, and I believe, I'm not sure which character that is. It could be, I think it might be Hawkeye, but it's quite possible. I'm not 100% sure what's the story behind Spider-Geddon number 5. If you guys know in the chat, let me know. A book that I told you guys about that's obviously a hot book to get and was hard to get for many people is that the Batman Spawn Barnes and Noble exclusive. Again, I was able to pick that up in a Barnes and Noble. I picked up a few copies, but from there, that same day, they were flying like hotcakes. So talking about FOMO, that's actually one of those books that we're going to be talking about when it comes to FOMO of the year. Another FOMO of the year book that's extremely hot today is The Joker, The Man Who Stopped Laughing, issue number 3, the Lee Bergamino cover. That came out recently. In fact, it's about 2 weeks old now, and it's on demand. People love this cover. Could it be that it's just everybody's in the spirit still? Who knows, right? But that book is definitely one of those hot books that you want to check out. And new to the list, The Spectacular Spider-Man 24, the first appearance of the Hypno Hustler. It was the 70s, guys. That's all I gotta say about that. The 70s, the Hypno Hustler. And there is rumors that Donald Glover will be voicing the Hypno Hustler in the Spider-Verse. So that's one of the main reasons why this book is on the trendy list for cover price. All right, let's go to Go Collect. And in Go Collect, again, we saw this list previously, so it's not a new list, but we'll go quickly. Amazing Spider-Man 365, which is the cameo. Well, it's really it was a 5-page preview of Spider-Man 2099, which happens to be the number 9 on the Go Collect list. Number 8, Wolverine Limited Series, the Frank Miller, Chris Claremont Limited Series. Number 7, Spider-Man number 1, the Silver Edition. Amazing Spider-Man 361, first appearance of Carnage, is at number 6. Amazing Spider-Man 300, first appearance of Venom. We got a little symbiote thing going on here, guys. All right. Also, Venom's back with Venom Lethal Protector number 1. There's actually multiple variants of this book, so if you ever catch a variant version of Venom Lethal Protector, pick that sucker up. You gotta pick it up. And speaking of symbiotes, Marvel Superhero Secret Wars number 8. That's right, symbiotes galore. And there's the first appearance of the black symbiont costume. A book that just doesn't want to stop being in the list is Omega Men issue number 3, first appearance of the main man Lobo. And number 1 this week for Go Collect is Spawn number 1, the first appearance of Spawn. Todd Father is heading the list yet again this week over at Go Collect. So let's go take a look at our next list, which is the Hot 10 list for CBSI. So the CBSI list, they also like to give out some honorable mentions. From those honorable mentions, you have Riddler Year 1, the second printing, the Jim Lee foil cover. That's a 1 in 25. That was asking for about $70 on the market. So it's a really cool cover. It's a cool foil. And a nice classic Little Dot number 1 apparently is gaining some speed. So that's another book from the silver to, well, it's actually golden to silver age, I'll say. Okay, let's take a look at number 10. Number 10 is Catwoman 2000, the 2000 year, 82. Spider-Man India number 1. Again, back to the Spider-Verse. That's why there's a lot of buzz with anything that's Spider-Verse related. So you're going to see a lot of Spider-Man in the next couple of months. The Mandalorian issue 6, Raza, 1 in 50 cover. There goes that Joker again, right? Joker, the Man Who Stopped Laughing, issue 3, Lee Bergamino variant is in the list. Spider-Geddon, number 5. Again, we see that. Spider-Cop, that's the big reason for this one. Eternal Descent, which is Joseph Michael Linzier. Wow, that is a name I have not heard in a very, very long time. Cry for the Dawn, for those of you who are familiar with Cry for the Dawn, that indie series from way back when. So the Joseph Michael Linzier Eternal Descent issue 2 variant, 1 in 10. Batman Spawn number 1, you know, the Capullo McFarlane variant. Not just the Capullo McFarlane variant, but the Barnes and Noble variant. It made it the list at number 4. Number 3, another book that we saw again. It's Amazing Spider-Man 258, first appearance of Bombastic Man, which is Spider-Man, by the way. Dark Ride number 3, Tony Fleece 1 in 25. These Dark Ride covers have been crazy, to say the least. It's all about these covers, and everybody's crazy about these covers for this crazy park. And it's a good comic. It's a fun comic book. You got to check it out. So the Dark Ride, the Tony Fleece 1 in 25 variant, and yet again, #1, Spectacular Spider-Man 24, the first appearance of the Hypno Hustler. I never thought I would have seen the day where the Hypno Hustler was the top wanted book across the market. Who would have guessed it, right? And for our key collectors, a key collector top 10, believe it or not, guys, this list just came out. So this is a new list for you guys. And let's go ahead and take a look at what that list has to say. For number 10, Howard the Duck, #1, the January 2016 version. We get a lot of first appearance in this book, and that's the reason why this book is so hot, because we have the first appearance of Gwenpool in story. We have the first appearance of Wolverine, which is Weapon X2. Shocket Raccoon, which is a clone of Rocket Raccoon. So there's a lot of buzz for this book. Let's take a look at number 9. Number 9 is Captain Atom 83 from 1966. So that's a pretty classic key, but it's first appearance of Blue Beetle Ted Core, so that's why it's an important key. Incredible Hulk 180, first cameo appearance of Wolverine. A lot of debate on whether this is the first appearance or not, but it is the first cameo appearance of Wolverine. Amazing Spider-Man 19, first appearance of the Scorpion. That's important. All right, he's Matt Gargan, and then he will become the Scorpion in the next issue. Justice League of America 21. This is the first meeting of the Justice League and the Justice Society, right? But it's also the first meeting of Green Arrow and Black Canary. Dr. Fate, Our Man in the Silver Age, second appearance of Kronos. It is a Crisis story, so this is one of the earlier Crisis stories. Right. Number 5, Fantastic Four 57, which is a iconic Jack Kirby cover of Doctor Doom. And what many believe is the death of the Silver Age was Amazing Spider-Man 39, which happens to be Green Goblin and Spider-Man. They discover each other's identity. This is a very, very important book. Incredible Hulk 271. This is the first appearance of Rocket Raccoon. Well, actually the second appearance of Rocket Raccoon. But we do have some other characters that debuted in this book as well. There goes that main man again. Lobo issue, Omega Man issue number 3 from 1983. And the #1 book for Key Collector is Batman Adventures issue 12 from September 1993. The first comic book appearance of Harley Quinn. Why is it so important today? Well, they just confirmed that Lady Gaga will in fact be playing Harley Quinn in the next Joker movie. So there's your Key Collector's top 10 list. So do you have any of those books? Tell me if you have those books. I actually do have some of those books, so that's cool. Yeah. All right, guys, let's get on with what's next, and that is, we did our pull list. Now let's go into our top books of the week. These are the books that are coming out from Marvel, DC, Image, and all the indies. So over at Marvel, let's kick things off with Marvel Comics. Marvel Comics is having 13 titles that are coming out this week, this Wednesday. You can pick them up at your local comic book shop. You can order them as well if you want to from your retailers. So again, plenty of places to get your books. But if you want to get your books, get your books. I do believe you could get them in digital as well if you want to go through the digital route. But I'm a personal sucker for the actual comic book, so I like my comics. All right. With that said, let's go ahead and talk about the different books that are coming out this week, starting with Mary Jane and Black Cat #1. This is a dark web story, so this is a limited series, but there's a lot of rumor on Mary Jane gaining powers in this book. So you might want to pick this book up. This is one of those books that I highly suggest you pick up for that reason. Last time they had a Mary Jane Black Cat story, it was actually pretty good. So that's the book that's one that you should check out. Another book that's coming out is Dark Web Miss Marvel #1. That's a dark web tie-in story. Wolverine 28. They're doing a phenomenal job with Wolverine these days. He is stuck in the pit and he needs to get out. So pretty much the Krakoan pit, just like Sabretooth got out, Wolverine has to find his way out. And that's what this story is about, finding his way out. X-Men Annual #1 is also coming out this week, where we're going to be focused a little bit on Firestorm. Well, Firestar. I said Firestorm. Firestar. My apology, guys. So Firestar is going to be there. So that's a great book to check out as well. All right, Gold Goblin issue #2, another Dark Web tie-in. And it's fine so far. I've read the first issue. I'm okay with it. Still needs some work for me, but I'm fine. Spider-Man The Lost Hunt issue 2. This is a Kraven the Hunter story. But look at that cover. I think that cover is going to be one of those covers to look out for. So go check that one out. Sabretooth and Exiles. And the Exiles issue #2 is out. Namor the Submariner Conquered Shores issue 3 is also out. Strange issue 9 is coming out this week. Black Panther issue #12. And Wakanda issue 3, which is a Killmonger story that's going to be involved in this book. So I think that Wakanda issue #3 is a good book to check out. I will put that on my list as books to check out. Now let's go over to what? We still have 2 more books. I keep forgetting that we have more books. Avengers Forever issue 12. This is again a tie-in to that Avengers Assemble storyline. So go pick that up. There's a lot of Avengers in this one. And Alien issue 4. Now let's go ahead and talk a little bit about DC comic books that are scheduled to come out this week. DC has a big week coming for them. There's a lot of books, a lot of titles that you might want to check out. Most importantly, you want to check out this book that's coming out, Dark Crisis of Infinite Earths issue 7. That is the end of the DC universe as we know it today. So they are going to make changes to the DC universe, and that is something that you want to check out, guys. Make sure that is there as well. So, and I see Josh left a mark there. Josh is watching. There it is. There's Josh, guys. So, Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths issue 7. That is the key book that's one of the key books for this week. Another key book that's always been good has been Nightwing. This nice negative space cover. The Nightwing covers has always been great. In fact, one of the artists is nominated for the Izzy Awards, so go check that one out. Also, Flash 789. It's Wally West goodness. We got a lot of Wally West goodness, and I always love Wally West. He's my favorite Flash. So, Flash 789. Batman Superman World's Finest issue #10. Another one of those books that I personally love. I love this book. I love Dan Moore's art. I love the follow-up artist that we're getting now. He's pretty good. So go check that out. This particular run has been amazing. Mark Waid has been killing it alongside Dan Moore. All right. Batman vs. Robin issue 4. That's another book that I think you guys might want to consider picking that one up as well. And partly the reason is that it's the 4th chapter of a story dealing with the Lazarus Pit, known as the Lazarus Planet. The Lazarus Planet, and the Lazarus Pit has erupted. And so you could only imagine what that means, guys. So if the Lazarus Pit has erupted, what danger is it going to cause? That's a book you want to check out. It's a book that you should be reading, Batman vs. Robin. Go check that one out. We have an anniversary issue coming out this week as well, in Catwoman #50. That one's coming out, and it's going to be coming out with some really cool covers. The Sotomaki covers. That's one I want to show you guys. This is the Sotomaki cover. Let's go ahead and present that one to you. I'm gonna just go off screen for a second here so you guys can see it. And there it is. That's the Sotomaki cover. Look at that cover, guys. Just the fact that it's bringing out that Michelle Pfeiffer. Sotomaki has been doing amazing job with these covers. Is one of my favorite artists today. And you could go check out, I think it's Sotomaki's work in Instagram. check out the Instagram. Follow the Instagram page for Sonamaki's work. You won't be disappointed. Let's go back to our list here. Batman Urban Legends 22. This is going to feature the first appearance of the director, a character that has been luring within the Batman universe, within Nightwing, with other characters. So you might want to check that one out as a key book as well. All right. DC's War of the Undead Gods, issue 5. This features a cover by Lobo. Again, Lobo's hot. Why not get a Lobo book while you're at it? There you go. A brand new Lobo book just came out. It's coming out this week. DC's War of the Undead Gods is coming for DC Comics. All right. DC versus Vampires, All Out War, issue 6, also coming out. And I went too fast there. Harley Quinn, the animated series. Legion of the Bats, issue 3. This is a tie-in to the animated series. Titans United, Blood Pack, issue 4. And we have GCPD, The Blue Wall, issue 3. Stargirl, The Lost Children, issue 2. This one has been buzzing around. In fact, Stargirl has been buzzing around for a while, only because they've been planning this character reveal. And the character has not been revealed yet. They do believe that the character will be revealed in this issue. And the name of the character is... Let's see if I could get the name of the character for you guys so you know who it is. Oh, of course. My site is not telling me the name of the character. But there is a rumor that this book will be a key, so be on the lookout. Now, a book that's always on Josh's list, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? 119. You know, that is the book to pick, guys, according to Josh. Josh always wants to make sure Scooby-Doo gets all the love he possibly gets. So there you go, a Josh pick right there. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? That's what we're saying right now about Josh. Josh, where are you? All right, those are your DC books. Now, let's go ahead and talk a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about our Image books. There's 12 titles for Image, as you can see here. Josh, this is misinformation. All right, let's talk a little bit about our Image books that are coming out. And Image does have some great titles also coming out, starting with Chroma from Skybound. Chroma number 2, issue 1 came out. It's a pretty good, solid book. The artwork is pretty solid. Go pick that one up. Gunslinger Spawn, issue 15. I've been hearing a lot of good things about Gunslinger Spawn. I'm thinking about picking it up. I've been hearing a lot of good things about Vantage number 4 as well. So that's another book that it started out slow, and not everybody was really up on it with Vantage, but now it seems to be picking up its steam, and a lot of people are starting to like the book. So if you're interested in reading some Donny Cain, Ronnie Stegman goodness, there you go with Vantage issue number 4. Also, we have The Scorch, issue 13. All right. What's the Furthest Place from Here, issue 9. A lot of people love this title. It still continues to be strong, and it's coming out. Issue 9 comes out this week. Rogue Sun, issue 9 also comes out this week. Another title that a lot of people been loving has been Junkyard Joe. Jeff Johns goodness, as they say, with Gary Frank. So when you have those two together, how could you go wrong? It's Junkyard Joe. That's issue 3. The last couple of issues have been great, coming from the Geiger stories. He is now in his own series. And some Scotty Young love for I Hate Fairyland issue 2 is out. That's actually a fun looking cover. Okay. Hitomi issue 3. And we have a limited, well, it's a special, right? This is the Department of Truth Wild Fictions special. This is a reprint of issue, I believe, 10 and 11. The Deadliest Boutique, issue number 5. And Voyages, issue 2 is out for Image Comics. All right, now it's time to take a look at our indie titles for this week. As you can see, Dark Horse has 3, IDW has 5, Boom Studios have 7, Source Point Press has 5 titles, Scout Comics has 3 titles, and Dynamite Entertainment has 4 titles for this week. We'll talk about our indie indies in a few minutes. But let's go ahead and get things started over at Dark Horse. Dark Horse has 2 books that I'm actually excited for. First of all, the first book that's coming out is Breakout number 4. But the 2 that I'm excited for is The Witcher, The Ballad of the Wolves. That's coming out this week. And Gru, God Against Gru. Oh, my goodness, do I love me some Sergio Aragonés. I can never say his last name, but Gru has always been a fan favorite of mine, and he's been around for a very long time. It's nice to see that he's back, and he's bringing out a brand new book for us to read. Go pick up Gru, Gods Against Gru. IDW, it has a couple of books. I believe it was 5. We have Sonic the Hedgehog, Scrapnik Island, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Saturday Morning Adventures. It's hard for me to see what number it is because my system's telling me differently. But I do believe that says issue number 3. True Cult issue 5 is also out this week. And we also have Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Illyrian Enigma. So for all you Star Trek fans, there's a new Star Trek title that's going to be featuring the new team that has been on television. So if you're a Trekkie, this is a book for you, Strange New Worlds. And another book that has a little bit of buzz behind it, and that's Dead Sea. Issue 1 is out this week. It's coming out. It's scheduled to be out for IDW. Over at Boom Studios, of course, Something's Killing the Children, issue 27 is out. We started the new arc with the last issue, and we're continuing the issue. Who is this Cutter character? This Cutter character, and what's the deal? Why is Cutter in the town? And what is Erica Slaughter going to do about it? That is definitely a book to pick up. Something's Killing the Children. In fact, I haven't read a bad Something to Killing the Children just yet, so maybe you have, I haven't. Berserk number 11. Keanu Reeves, man, and Rod Gardner. What's wrong with that? That's awesome. Pick up that one. All right. R.L. Stein's Stuff of Nightmares issue 4 is out this week, and The Vampire Slayer issue 9. Also from Boom Studios, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 103. All New Firefly, The Big Damn Finale, issue number 1. And Eve, Children of the Moon, issue 3. Eve has a lot of buzz because they do believe it was picked up. So go check out Eve and go read some Eve comics. Now over at Source Point Press, Good Boy Prodigal Son, issue number 2. Mysterium, issue number 2. And one that I put on my list, which I'm curious about, is The Curse of the Cleaver County number 1. I just like the cover personally. I think the cover has this nice little, you know what I'm saying? I think the cover has this really nice little old school horror flavor to it. Obviously it says horror, and I loved it personally, right? Okay. Heaven's Reject number 4. And the Argus issue number 3. Over at Scout Comics, we got a good friend of the channel, Sean Von Goodman. I can never see his name properly, but I know Sean Von is a good friend of the channel. Ghost Planet number 1 is scheduled to come out this week. The Bones of the God issue 1 is also scheduled. And Road Trip to Hell. Again, delays do happen. I always have to say that, unfortunately, for Scout Comics, so you can never guarantee if a book's actually going to come in. But I look forward to them when they do. Once they arrive, I'm happy to see them. So those are some books from Scout Comics that are scheduled to be here this week. Over at Dynamite Entertainment, you have Jennifer Blood presents Giulietta Romeo, Hit Woman. We'll see. We'll check that out. I think I catch a little bit of a Gun Honey vibe there. Speaking of Gun Honey, we'll talk about Gun Honey a little later. Vampirella Strikes issue 8. Lady Hell 4. Savage Tales Winter Special. Right. So those were some of our indies. Let's go to continuing our indie titles. Zenscope has 2 titles. Oz, Return of the Wicked Witch issue 2. And Myths and Wars Quarterly Blood of Gods is out for Zenscopes. Ablaze Comics has Boogeyman number 4. and Traveling to Mars. And then we have books from each company, about 1 book for each publisher. So Titan Books has Gun Honey, Blood for Blood. I told you Gun Honey was showing up. So issue 4 of Gun Honey is coming out. I can only imagine what the covers are going to look like, guys. All right. Also, Ani Press has Agresuko. Out to Lunch launches issue 4. That's an interesting title to me. And Mad Cave Studios with A Legacy of Violence issue number 3. And a small little company, I think it's called 7 Seas. It's hard to read it from my perspective. The Masterful Cat is depressed again today, issue 5. That is a mouthful of a title. Bad Idea. Again, you can only get a few of them if you pick them up. But when you pick them up, pick them up. Werewolf X Society of Fearless Frontiersmen number 1. What Not Publishing Ninja Funk issue 2. We all know how crazy Ninja Funk issue 1 was. So, it's time to get in issue number 2, Ninja Funk. And there's a nice little David Mack cover. And Living the Line publication has I'm terrible, guys. I'm terrible. the Abolish of Man. I'm not saying it again. And Ahoy Comics has Highball issue 4. All right. So those are the books for this week. Right? Did you pick any of those books out? I'm definitely picking up some of those books this week. In fact, in my pull list, just so I could share with you guys what's in my pull list for this week. Well, let's go ahead and take a look for yourself. My pull list, I got quite a few books, man. So Avengers Forever issue 12, Batman Superman World's Finest, Batman Robin, Catwoman 50, Curse of Cleaver County, Dark Crisis issue 7, Department of Truth, Wild Fiction Special, Ghost Planet number 1, Gold Goblin, Gru, Gods Against Gru, Junkyard Joe, issue 3, Chroma, Mary Jane and Black Cat, issue 1, Nightwing number 99, Something's Killing the Children, Witcher, The Ballad of Two Wolves, and X-Men Annual number 1. And those are the books I have scheduled for myself. Now, if you want to know what Josh has, let's go ahead and find out what Josh has. So let's get that list out. Josh did have a list. He did send me a list. So let's take a look at what Josh's picks are. Now, Josh only has 5 picks for this week, but his picks are very similar to my picks. In fact, I think all with the exception of 1 is in his list, and that is a Strange number 9. That was not on my list. So Avengers Forever 12, Dark Crisis 7, Ghost Planet number 1, Mary Jane and Black Cat number 1, and Strange number 9. And those are Josh's picks for this week. So let's take a look at what's coming out next week. We'll do a quick scan here for our next week. Oop, I skipped the week. And next week, Detective Comics 1061. Obviously a really good title. Amazing Spider-Man 16. Action Comics 1050. There's a lot of buzz behind Action Comics 1050. But it's not so much about this. It's because of the cover. So there is a cover that has already been selling out. And hopefully I'll be able to show it to you. But it doesn't look like it's here. Look at that. Go figure. Well, the cover that everybody's talking about of Action Comics 50 is a Power Girl cover. I'm trying to remember who was the artist that did it. But it is going to be a Power Girl cover that I believe is already selling out, guys. So go check that one out. Moon Knight 18, Venom 14, The Nice House on the Lake, issue 12 is back. All right, Batman the White Knight is also coming back. Carnage is also here. Riddler year 1 issue 2 is scheduled to come out next week. Let's see what else. I'm just going pretty quickly on these titles. So Timeless number 1, that's a book that you really want to check out. Timeless number 1, that's coming out next week. Star Wars The High Republic, The Blade is also scheduled to come out. All right. Doctor Strange Fall Sunrise, everybody loves the first issue, so the second issue is coming out. Extreme X-Men issue 2. All right. Blue Beetle Graduation Day. Murder World Spider-Man is scheduled to come out. Book of Slaughter issue 1 is scheduled to come out next week, so we'll talk a little bit about that one. All right. So those are just some of the books that are scheduled for next week for your polls. All right. So now with that being said, we got a few minutes before I move on to Bit and Apple TV, guys. But before we get started, I want to share with you guys what the Izzy Awards are all about. So it's time to reveal to you the nominations. If you already voted, you will know what the nominations for the Izzy Awards are already. So, Action Comics will have 10. We'll have 26. I think their goal is to have 1,050 covers, Josh. That's what I think the goal is. So, what are the Izzy Awards? Well, it's my way of picking out the best of 2022. And so I made the list of items, and I wanted to have fun with the titles. So each award has a unique title to it. So what we're going to do right now at this time, with the short amount of time that we have here, I'm going to go over all the categories and all the nominees so that you know who to pick. I'm not going to tell you who to pick because this is your choice, but I will tell you that all these picks are stuff that I personally enjoyed and I loved, so I want to share with you. Let's get started with the Golden Ticket Award. The Golden Ticket Award is for Best Movie of the Year, and they are The Batman, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Thor, Love and Thunder, Top Gun Maverick, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and Black Adam. And those are your picks for Best Golden Ticket Award. That's the Golden Ticket Award, guys. All right. I saw it a billion times already. This is an award for Best Movie Trailer, the upcoming movie for 2023. Your nominations are Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, Shazam! Fury of the Gods, John Wick Chapter 4, Super Mario Brothers movie, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Transformers Rise of the Beast, and Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves. And those are your picks for saw it a billion times already, and that's in reference to how many times did you see that trailer. The binge-worthy award goes out to TV shows that, we could watch over and over. Of course, for those Game of Thrones fans, House of the Dragon is nominated. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, The Sandman, Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Stranger Things, and Peacemaker. The Galaxy Far, Far Away Award. This goes out to the best Star Wars property that came out this past year. Andor, Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Tales of the Jedi, The Bad Batch, and Star Wars Visions. Sub It or Dub It Award. This goes out for Best Anime. Chainsaw Man, Blue Lock, Mob Psycho 100. I didn't write 100. I gotta fix that. I said Spy Family. I said Mob Psycho. Mob Psycho 100. Spy Family. Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War. JoJo Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean. My Hero Academia Season 6. Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. If I messed it up, my apology. Tell me you just didn't say that. This is best wrestling catchphrase of today. Acknowledge me. That's Roman Reigns. Scissor me, daddy. That's the Acclaim. I'm better than you and you know it. That's MJF. Bro. Matt Riddle. We want the smoke. The Street Profits. What a card. This is in reference to favorite pay-per-view or live premium event, as WWE likes to call it. WWE WrestleMania, AEW All Out, WWE SummerSlam, AEW Revolution, WWE Survivor Series, or AEW's Grand Slam. Yours truly was at Grand Slam this year, and I loved it. What Just Happened award. This is for wrestling moment or wrestling related moment that kind of like stunned us all. The CM Punk Pipe Bomb 2.0. Vince McMahon resigns. Brock Lesnar forklifts the ring. And if you didn't see that, guys, go check that out. It's insane. All right. Saraya, who we know as Paige, returns to the ring after so many years of injury. She couldn't come back. She's finally back. Speaking of somebody that's been gone forever, Stone Cold Steve Austin returns to WrestleMania. And Logan Paul flies. That's right, Logan Paul, the YouTuber himself, the influencer. He was at a wrestling event. He had a match with Roman Reigns, and I dare I say, he was good. All right, Things Will Never Be the Same Again award. This one goes out to favorite crossover series. This is for our boy Josh. He always said we have to have an award, so this is going to be the award for crossover series. Dark Crisis on Infinite Earth. Dark Reign, Avengers X-Men Eternals Judgment Day, Hellfire Gala, and Flashpoint Beyond. All right. Binge reading for Rainy Day. This is for Best Traded Paperback that came out this year. The Nice House on the Lake, Nightwing by Tom Taylor, Fantastic Four Full Circle. That's the Alex Ross graphic novel that came out. Radiant Black, X-Force by Benjamin Percy, and Rogues Gallery #1. Risk Breaker Award. That's for risks, as in multiple risks. That's for Best Omnibus Series that came out. Fantastic Four by Jonathan Hickman, Amazing Spider-Man Volume 1, Miles Morales Spider-Man Volume 1, The Boys Volume 1, Star Wars Omnibus Adventures, Nocturnals Omnibus Volume 1. All right, Slab Those Books Awards. Those are goes for favorite cover artists: Peach Momoka, Jorge Jimenez, Dan Morno, all right, Bruno Redondo, Art Germ, Sotomaki, Javi Jordes, The Illis, and Ivan Tao. There's so many more, guys. I'm sorry I couldn't put them all in the list. All right, FOMO of the year. This is for the book that had extreme buzz and made it very difficult to pick up, but it has a lot to do with variants. So, variants or incentives that came out. Batman Spawn, the Barnes & Noble exclusive. Amazing Spider-Man, the M&M covers. So we're going to be putting both covers into this list. 8 Billion Genies, the Trish Forster variant. That is the 8 Billion Genies cover where it was a Super Mario Brothers homage. Joker, the Man Who Stopped Laughing, issue 3, the Lee Bergamino variant. That's the Santa Claus one. Dark Ride #1, the Tom Welling variant. This is where they're poking at Disneyland. Superman 75, the New York Comic Con red foil exclusive. Batman 423 gold foil exclusive. That's the Todd McFarlane cover. And the Catwoman 43 Sotomaki variant. That is the Catwoman with Harley Quinn cover. All right. The Little Engine That Could award. This is actually a really good award. I wish I could give this to everyone. But this goes out to Kickstarters who just made it. Right? So they just hit their goal just in time, and they're able to have their book fully funded. So from this list, you have Airhead 1 and 2, Surfer's Hero Sci-Fi Comedy by Mindy Indy, Leon Not Lee by Hanwen Productions, and I just saw them this weekend, so I'm really happy that they're in this list. Made It in Disguise, animated shorts, mini manga, and merch by Bitsy Tandem. Bitsy Tandem was struggling, but got it right at the end. Disciple by Todd Matthews. Todd Matthews is a good friend of mine. He was in the show. He does a lot of wrestling shows with us, so he's been nominated, of course, and he was definitely one of those cases where his Kickstarter was just barely getting there, but it got there. Sacrimony, a high fantasy tale of dysfunctional gods by M. Sorisa, and if I misspelled her name, I'm sorry. And Rabbit's Badass Song by Flash Delirium, and those are your Little Engine That Could award. All right. Now this is the Stretching the Goals award. This is for Kickstarters that went above and beyond their award, right? To the point that they had to come up with stretch goals. So let's start with We Suck at Comics, an anthology about rejection by Wayward Raven Medium. Bigfoot Knows Karate by Dan Price. Crit, The Caffeine Chaos, a D&D adventure story by Chris Sadloff, and Tragedies by our friend Phil Russett of Philbo Productions. So he's been nominated for Stretching the Goals as well. Now we're going to do I Don't Like It, I Love It award. This goes out to the best series of the year, the books that we love more than anything else. So, Grimm, Batman, Batman Superman World's Finest, 8 Billion Genies, Do a Power Bomb, Crossover, Rogues Gallery, and The Silver Coin. And those are your I Don't Like It, I Love It award. And hit that like and subscribe. This is for YouTubers under 5K. Yours truly, Izzyverse. Of course I'm going to put myself in there. Why not? All right. Bitten Apple TV. Erod. The Comic Book Report. Nerds of the Round. DJ Links. Comics by the Bay. Michael Gracia. Comic Talk with Pop Van Zant. And Creator Con event. Those are your hit the like and subscribe award. And you know what, guys? For every single one of these, hit that like and subscribe. Go to each one of these channels and subscribe to them, man, because they definitely deserve it. They do a lot of work, each one of them. Okay. Also, smash the like and subscribe award. This is for YouTubers that are above 5K. Comic Tom 101, all right? Say what you want to say, but it's fun watching them. Very Gary Comics, again, another good friend of the channel. Great stuff. Always has some good stuff. Another great channel, Comic Uno with Cat. Go check that one out. Cartoon Kayfabe. If you don't know it, go check it out. Comics by Perch, another great channel where Comics Perch, all he does is just gives his commentary. It's a commentary channel. It's awesome. Reggie collects comics. He does news, comics, everything. Comics with Bueller, man, the guy who kind of started it all. He's in a van down by the river. Comics with Bueller. Go check that one out. And Comic Historians. Yep, you need to get your comic history. Go to Comic Historian. Again, there's so many more we could add to this list. Go to each one of them if you're not already subscribing to them. Go to each one of them. Subscribe to each one of them, guys. And those are your nominees for the Izzy Awards. If you haven't had the chance to vote for them, you can go ahead and vote. I'll make sure the link is in the description. I also have the QR codes up everywhere in all my social channels. Until next time, guys, I'm going to be heading out to Bitten Apple TV in a few minutes. I'm going to go talk to them. I'm going to share with them the awards as well. It's been fun, man. It's been great being part of this channel, having you guys out there. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, it was a nice short show. I was doing this all solo. Next week, we'll see Josh. Just to keep in mind, it will not be a show at the end of this week because it's the holidays, guys. If I put anything out, it'll be short videos here and there. But just letting you guys know that don't be expecting a video this week until next week, Monday. So we'll see you at the next show. Until next time, Excelsior. See ya.